Hey everybody, welcome to the next project. Today we're working on a PRS SE repeat offender. This guitar came to me a year ago. It was fresh out of the box from Sweetwater at the time. The owner purchased it new, had the option of paying Sweetwater a handsome ransom for their professional setup, but he brought it to me instead. The owner's been gigging it for a year, brought it back to me for a tune-up. I said, well, what does it need? He goes, I don't know, whatever you think it needs. So it's been played a lot, some fret wear. These are nickel frets. We're going to take a look at a couple new things I'm trying out as we start the next project. As I mentioned, this is a guitar that I had worked on about a year ago, I think it was. I'm not even really sure right offhand. It was a really nice guitar right out of the box from Sweetwater. But it did need some work. It had a couple high frets, the action was really high, all the saddles and the bridge were jacked way up, but we took care of all that. It went out the door, and it's been put to work quite often. So anyway, the owner brought it to me, and just kind of out of the blue wanted it cleaned up a little bit, and said just do whatever it needs. So I decided to give it a pretty thorough once over. I checked the relief, which had increased a little bit. It was at about 9 to 10 thousandths relief when I received it this time around. So I'm adjusting that, taking a little bit of the relief out, getting it down to like the 5 to 6 thousandths range. Checked all the frets, they're all seated really well still. There is some fret wear on a couple of the more treble-y frets, but not bad. And as I'm going through this, I'm trying out some different things. I'm trying this dial indicator relief gauge, which I know a lot of people have used before. I've already modified mine, so I don't have to hang on to it. I made little 3D printed feet and slid on the ends and made a little cap to extend the plungers the same distance. So I'm learning as I go on everything I do. Everything I do is custom. So anyway, use the dial indicator, use feeler gauges. I just held it by hand, put a capo on it, just kind of trying to compare a lot of different ways to accomplish the same goal. And to be honest with you, I even tried out this string height. A lot of people use it to figure out how high the strings are at the first fret, just off the nut. Well, you can use it anywhere you want, but you have to be consistent in its use. And honestly, feeler gauges can do the job pretty darn well. But it is nice using a dial indicator and things. It's easily visible and documentable, if that's a word. So with all the looking through the windows and kicking the tires work done, it's time to move on to getting some actual work done. I've recently acquired a Rectify Master Katana, which is an understring leveling tool. If you've watched my videos, you know that I mentioned it before, however long that was ago. I should look that up. I don't even know how long ago that was. But a subscriber named Randy turned me on to a method of understring, undertension leveling, and I looked into it, and I've been aware of the Katana for a number of years, and I just never pulled the trigger to purchase one. I was able to get one. This was the first time I've used it. I'm familiar with the concept of how to use it, but honestly, this is the first time, so I'm really kind of wading into the shallow end of the pool, taking my time, and I think I spent like 15 minutes lightly touching up all of these frets, and it probably didn't need it. But there was some fret wear in a couple spots that I've eliminated, and there was just a couple of frets that had just the slightest hint of wanting to buzz on the A string between the 5th and the 9th fret, maybe just a couple. I mean, you really had to go looking for it to find it. And so anyway, I used all that as an excuse to try out this system, and I will be doing more and more experimentation with this system and give you a better review and process of how it goes. It's not the cheapest tool you will ever buy, but again, since I've been introduced to this understring, undertension leveling, I'm becoming more and more interested and aware of the power that it has to really improve the playability of a guitar. Now, this is not a replacement for initial flat leveling, like say you're doing a refret or something like that. This is really to improve the strung up, ready to play status of a guitar. Now, even when you're done with this, you have to pull the strings out of the way, touch up your crowning, do polishing and cleaning and all that stuff. So this is not a replacement for anything else. It's really more of an addition, a fine tuning. You can tune up your car in the backyard, but if you take it to a mechanic, you get a little better tuning. If you take it to a race tech, you get an even better tuning. It's kind of that thing. This Katana is kind of the race tech tuning. It's maybe a human plec equivalent. So anyway, it's a pretty cool process. You'll be seeing more of it here. The touch-up, understring, under tension, leveling is done. Now I've got the strings slid out of the way, and I have some 3D printed little string retainers clipped on. They like a U shape, slide on the back of the neck, and you pull your strings, loosened strings, detuned strings, pull them off the side, and clip them out of the way. Taped up the fingerboard for safety. I don't want to scratch the fingerboard if I can help it. Don't want to damage it. So I take the 3 to 5 minutes, whatever it is, and a little bit of tape and protect it. For me, it's easier to protect it, peel off tape and throw it away than it is to repair damage to a fingerboard. Back to the task at hand, I am touching up the crown of all the frets. They were in pretty good shape originally, but now they're even better. And this is a StewMac centered Z file, which I had done a review on their compact centered file, and I hated it. It was really actually kind of poorly manufactured. However, this full length one is like a totally different machine. It's actually really well manufactured. That said, I did follow everything up with the Fret Guru Diamond Dagger 2.0 file. Again, using the 3-in-1 oil, a cutting fluid, a lubricant, if you will, on both files. Put a drop on the diamond grit, wipe it in, do my filing, use a paper towel, wipe everything off, another drop, keep going to town. Great process. Again, constantly trying to do things a little different, at least for me. I know other people have done this, but after my crowning, I decided to use Scotch-Brite pads. They're kind of a coarse scouring pad of sorts. Actually, they're not all that coarse. Purple one, I think, is 600 grit equivalent. The white is, I think, between 1,000 and 1,200 grit equivalent. So I went over everything with the different grit Scotch-Brite pads just briefly, and all that did is kind of tone down the file marks that were left by the diamond files. Moved on to using a rotary tool, like a Dremel style tool. This is actually a Craftsman tool that's probably 20 years old. A little wool buffing pad, and some others mag polish, which pretty much any metal polish will work. I know some people even said some toothpastes will work for things like this, so that's important to know. Final cleaning, setup, and intonation is done. Not much really needed at this point, other than to say thank you all very much for hanging with me through this project. I greatly appreciate it. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Ring the bell for future notifications. Give it a thumbs up because I'd appreciate that. Take care of yourself and those around you. Till next time, bye.
you.